Hello everyone, in this video I'm going to demonstrate how to check the fuel pressure in my 2001 Isuzu Rodeo. The vehicle's been driving a little bit sluggishly and I think there might be a fuel delivery issue. So I'm going to first start troubleshooting by checking the fuel pressure at the fuel rail. So the first thing we need to do is remove the engine cover. If your engine has one of these plastic covers on top, it really just sits in place on two studs. But before we lift it off, we need to carefully remove this hose from the retaining clip and just kind of pull it back out of the way. Now we can grab the cover from the front and lift off. You'll see that the cover has two openings here and here that sit on top of these two little posts there on top of the intake manifold. So we'll just, when we go to reinstall it later, we need to align those. Now that we've removed that, you can see the fuel rail here, which runs down both sides of the intake manifold and delivers fuel to the fuel injectors. Now to check the pressure, there is a small cap right here. It's a plastic cap that unscrews by turning it counterclockwise. And that's going to expose a Schrader valve, almost like a bike tire, where we can attach a fuel pressure gauge to check the pressure in the fuel system. Alright, so we've got the cap off, set that aside. I'm going to stick it inside the engine cover so I don't lose it. Now, the best way to attach the pressure gauge and the safest way is to go ahead and bleed the pressure off of the fuel rail before we attach it. You could screw it straight on here, but until you get it tight, it's probably going to leak a little bit of fuel out. If your engine's warm or hot after just driving it, you don't want that to happen. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start the engine, and then I'm going to remove the fuel pump fuse, which is going to cut power to the fuel pump, and the engine will continue running until it runs out of fuel. That way the fuel rail will not be pressurized when we attach the gauge. So let me start the engine, and then we're going to go over to the fuse box on the passenger side and remove the fuse for the fuel pump. I'll be right back. Alright, as you can hear, the engine's running now, so we need to open this cover on the passenger side of the engine compartment. You can see it's located right next to the battery. There's the engine, right here by the front fender. If we look here, the fuel pump is the third fuse from the top in the leftmost column. So to remove this, you push this clip back and lift up. This cover will come off and expose the fuses. So there's the first slot, it's empty. The second and the third is this 20 amp one right here. So what I like to do is get a pair of needle nose pliers and just carefully and gently grasp the fuse like that, and then we just gently pull up. When we do that, the engine should die, just like that. Now I'm going to stick the fuse in the cover and set that off to the side, and I'm going to go back in the vehicle and I'm going to start the engine, or try to start the engine one more time to use up any remaining pressure in the fuel line. Then we can go ahead and attach our pressure gauge to the fuel rail. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back in the vehicle now. I'm just going to attempt to start the engine. It won't start. Alright, that should have relieved any more pressure that we had in the fuel system. Now we can go back around and attach our pressure gauge. Okay, you can see here the pressure gauge that I have. I purchased this at Harbor Freight Tools, so it's not great quality, but it works. I think I paid between $15 and $20 for it, and for somebody who's not a professional, who only uses it occasionally, this is fine. So you can see, of course, you've got the gauge on one end, you've got a flexible rubber hose with a threaded fitting on the other end. This is what we're going to attach to our Schrader valve right here. So it's going to screw on by turning clockwise, just like a regular threaded fitting. And you just want it finger tight. You don't have to put a wrench on it or anything. Finger tight is good. Alright, now we're going to set that off to the side. Now we need to reinstall our fuse over here in the box by pressing it back down into the correct slot. And then we're going to get in the vehicle, and the first thing we're going to check is fuel pressure with the ignition on, engine off. So we're going to turn the key forward, but not to start the engine, just to energize the fuel pump and pressurize the fuel system. So let me put the fuse back in, and we'll move around to checking the pressure with the ignition on. I'll be right back. Okay, so now you can see I've got the fuse reinstalled for the fuel pump. So now we can walk around and turn the ignition on, but not start the engine. Alright, so what we want to do is turn it on, but not all the way to crank the starter, and we want to leave it that way for about 15 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Now we want to turn the ignition off, and we want to come around to look at our gauge and see what it's reading. So it should be anywhere from, I think, 38 to 40 psi, which looks like we're right on 40, so that's perfect. Now it should, if we leave it like this, it should slowly bleed down as the pressure is relieved. If it falls down to 0 quickly, then you know you have a leak somewhere in the system. Mine's holding, so that's a good sign. If yours does drop to 0, then it's time to start tracing fuel lines, or you could potentially have an issue with the pump itself. Unfortunately, the pump is located in the gas tank, so if that's the case, you're going to need to replace the pump. I do have a video about doing that, so I will make sure I link that to this video. Since my pressure appears to be good, you can see it's slowly dropping. It's down to about 38 or 39 psi now. Next thing I want to do is turn the engine on and check the pressure with the engine at idle. So let me start the engine and we'll come back around and check this. Okay, so I've got the engine running now, and as you can see, the gauge is reading about 33 or 34 psi at idle, which is a little bit low. I believe we want to see 36 psi at idle. Now, granted, I don't have the most accurate gauge probably, so it's very possible that I have the correct pressure here. But given that I've been having some issues with sluggishness, kind of like delayed throttle response, I'm going to go ahead and replace my fuel filter. I haven't done it in about 4 years, and it's a pretty easy and very inexpensive thing to do. So I'm going to go ahead and do that and see if that makes any difference. If it was an expensive fix, then I'd probably try to do a little bit more troubleshooting. But for 10 bucks, it's almost a no-brainer to start there. If the problem doesn't resolve, then I'll keep digging a little bit, and I'll be sure to follow up with this video to see if I'll post an update to let you know if I solved the issue with the fuel filter replacement. Now, if the fuel filter doesn't change anything or doesn't solve the problem, you could also have an issue with your fuel pressure regulator, which is back here. Can't really see it, but it's tucked behind here. That's a little bit more involved because you got to remove some of these vacuum lines and this bracket, which, if I remember correctly, is kind of a pain because of the bolt that's tucked back here. So I do have a video about doing that as well. I'll make sure I link that to this video as well. So anyway, this is a quick, easy check you can do in your driveway. Really, the only thing you need is this gauge, which, like I said, for about 20 bucks you can pick up at the local store. And then you can start troubleshooting. So, I hope you found this helpful. Thanks for watching. Okay, I almost forgot to mention that when you go to remove the pressure gauge, you want to pull the fuse from the fuse box over there for the fuel pump with the engine running, like we did before we started this, to bleed off any pressure in the fuel system before you unscrew this. There's going to be some residual fuel in here. You don't want it spraying out under pressure. So I've got a rag under here to catch anything that may leak out. You can see it's a little damp. There's a little bit of fuel left in the hose. You can just tilt it up and move it out of the way. And just remember to put your Schrader valve cap back on, reinstall the fuse, and put your engine cover on, and you're done. So once again, thank you for watching. I wanted to make sure to point that out for safety reasons. So just wanted to show that before ending the video. So anyway, thanks again for watching. I hope you found this helpful.